Staying alive. Staying alive. Welcome everybody to a live episode of Savage Cash. Here with me, Suppoman, your superhero of cryptocurrency. In today's video, we are going to be talking about how do you become Bitcoin rich. Over the last 2 days, I have been talking about the differences between a fiat endgame and a Bitcoin endgame. A lot of the whales play the Bitcoin endgame. A lot of the whales that I know aren't necessarily rich in fiat, although if they cashed out all their Bitcoin, they would be obscenely rich. But really, they've just got tons and tons of Bitcoin to their name. So in today's video, I am going to be talking about how do you become like them? How do you become Bitcoin rich? And I'm going to take you through a couple of scenarios just to essentially show off the point and show the mindset that you need in order to be Bitcoin rich. So if you are looking forward to hearing about how to become Bitcoin rich in the cryptocurrency game, then smash up the likes, give us an appreciative like spike for bringing you this information which I compile from the best of the best. Okay, so just before I move on to that, also if you haven't yet become part of Team Suppoman, which nearly has 63,000 subscribers now, then smash that subscribe button, join Team Suppoman and get daily cryptocurrency news, tips and savage analysis. So in today's episode, we can see that Bitcoin hasn't yet had this correction that everybody's been talking about, everybody's been anticipating is going to happen. Hasn't really happened. Okay, there's a 2% fall. This did go up to about 11,700 overnight. Well, overnight for me in the UK. And it's only fallen slightly. I don't see any massive correction, although this did go down significantly to early $11,000 earlier. It's still surviving nicely. Despite fears of it going down. Ethereum has also gone down slightly, so has Bitcoin Cash, has gone down quite a lot today. Ripple hasn't gone down a massive amount. IOTA, though, is having real serious whale money traded. And look, it's gone up to $2.50. Yesterday it was $1.80, so it's gone up a whole 70 cents. And then in a lot of occasions, other than Neo, you see some minuses. You see a little bit of red. Nothing, you know, that's really worrying, but just kind of very, very short falls. Everything has kind of fallen behind Bitcoin in terms of the kind of percentage lost. But Neo is doing really well. It's at $42 today, which is exceptional. There was somebody on my mastermind group earlier that was saying Neo was trash, and he's talking bollocks, basically. But anyway, never mind. So Omis Go is making strides towards double figures again, at last. Lisk, despite their disappointing announcement earlier last month, are making now a recovery. Tether has gone up slightly, but it will always be around about the dollar mark. Stratis has not been beaten at all. Many people probably expected it, but it's going up towards $7 now. And then you've got NXT that's still doing well. ADA, as a result, doing well as well. Mona Coin is thriving. Really thriving. It's a very big surprise to me. Steam's doing brilliant. My Steam account's looking fantastic today. Salt has gone right up, being in the $3 very recently. It's spiked up. It's doubled in price. And one of the bigger rises today, other than Digibyte, which is very, very weird, one of the bigger rises today, if it's actually still on here, is Groestal Coin. Now, if you were wondering, I brought you a Savage Crypto episode on Groestal Coin about a month ago now. And this is essentially very, very similar to Vertcoin, okay? And very, very similar to, you know, kind of the mining coins generally, okay? So with Groestal Coin, this has got a very, very easy mining algorithm, making it easy to mine it, essentially. But in the last kind of 24 hours, they have added something to their whole product kind of offering, which is quick and easy mobile pay. So you can literally pay people via your mobile, pay them GRS, which is the ticker symbol, with using a QR code via your mobile. So in addition to this, it's just generally doing well as a currency today. It's one of the more minor currencies, like a cheap version of Vertcoin. And it's easier to, it's much better to make gains on something that hasn't risen yet. And this has risen quite nicely as a result. Okay, QuantStamp is still in the, it's still just above 10 cents. It's at 13 cents when this went up to over 20 cents. Chainlink is making strides towards where it was. This went up to about 23 cents. It's gone down a little bit. But again, it's not too late to jump on Chainlink. I think what a lot of people are realizing today, looking at cryptocurrency, is that there's a lot of missed opportunity. Over the last kind of week, there's been missed opportunity after missed opportunity. There's another one that's also gone up a lot today, which is Sia Coin. Rumours of it being hard forked, which is very similar to what happened to Einsteinium recently, and that led to a massive spike in price. Sia Coin, which has looked progressively in cloud computing, has been under the radar for such a long time. It's been at 0.006 of a dollar. Now it's at 0.01. It's over a cent today. So that's doing really rather well. So, something that's actually come up in the news today, which is quite worrying, is this article here. Now, this is particularly worrying for me because I am based in the UK, so I could shortly be deleting my account. But anyway, UK and EU plan crackdown amidst crime and tax evasion fears. So basically, they are looking to crack down on Bitcoin. They're looking to regulate Bitcoin. We've seen a lot of movements towards regulating cryptocurrency and Bitcoin in other countries: South Korea, Vietnam, China, America. And now we're seeing this happening in the UK, which was always going to happen. The UK and EU governments are planning a crackdown on Bitcoin amidst growing concerns that the digital currency is being used for money laundering and tax evasion. Now, this is probably one of the bigger reasons why it will be happening, because a lot of people don't understand how tax works regarding cryptocurrency in any country. And really, my advice is to consult your accountant like I have with regards to cryptocurrency, because a lot of people will be thinking, well, I hold Bitcoin or I've cashed out Bitcoin, but do I need to declare this? So they are going to, I imagine that this is something that they are definitely aware is happening. But as far as crime is concerned, well, I think that this is just more kind of FUD. I think that this is just the media outlets, a lot like, the JP Morgans, the people that are in the centralized world, the people that are afraid of decentralization. They are spreading fear that anybody outside of, cryptocurrency would not understand, and they would just think, oh, Bitcoin, immediately, immediately, it's bad, it must be bad, because they haven't. I mean, like, for instance, if I could speak to one of my friends that has absolutely no understanding of cryptocurrency, if I, in a couple of days' time said to him, have you heard of Bitcoin? He'll probably be saying, like, yeah, I've heard of it. My God, that's a criminal currency. That's what people pay on, people on the dark web to, I don't know, be a hit, taking out a contract on their wife or something and paying somebody in Bitcoin so that they evade being monitored. So, so this is likely to happen. It's likely that, people are going to think negatively now of Bitcoin because of how this is being kind of, how it's being conveyed in the media. So the Treasury plans to regulate Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies to bring them in line with anti-money laundering and counter-terrorism financial legislation. So basically having some form of law regarding it, some form of control. Essentially, that's what this means. Traders will be forced to disclose their identities, ending the anonymity that has made the currency attractive for drug dealing. Why drug dealing? Why can't it just be attractive? Because, we want it to be a different system to what exists right now, where everything can be monitored. It's just terrible. So anyway, so this is a sign of things coming worldwide. This isn't just, this is UK now. It was China before. It's been the US as well. You've got to be an accredited investor to get involved in most ICOs. So, so this is the centralized power trying to do something about it, and ultimately probably not getting anywhere ultimately. But, we've just got to see how these things pan out. Maybe it's a good thing, but fundamentally how they position Bitcoin and cryptocurrency is a bad thing. So, now that we've gotten off that horrible subject, hello peeps, I am now going to talk about how to be rich in Bitcoin. Okay, so there are two main ways of getting rich in cryptocurrency, and that is rich in fiat and rich in Bitcoin. And really, it boils down to two strategies: to hold or not to hold. So HODL is a kind of fiat strategy. It's kind of a, you know, let's say you got something at 10,000, now it's turned into 250,000, 500,000. That is a holding strategy that allows you to be rich in fiat. However, that cryptocurrency that you may have got at 10 grand at that time was probably, you know, when Bitcoin was a lot cheaper, and now Bitcoin's more expensive, and maybe the cryptocurrency you've made huge multipliers on hasn't grown at the same rate. It makes it look more inferior to, as a Bitcoin kind of, you know, to be able to translate it into Bitcoin rather than fiat. In fiat it looks great, in Bitcoin doesn't necessarily look great. So HODL is more of a fiat strategy. Not to hold and trading is more of a Bitcoin strategy, a more of a Bitcoinist way of being rich. All right, so that's what it boils down to. And now what I'm going to go through really is the mindset to be in when it comes to this particular type of holding. Okay, so I'm going to go through scenario one, and hopefully this will present in a nice way. I haven't actually done the positioning on this, so let's just hope for the best. So scenario one is that the Bitcoin, this was back at the beginning of November. So I'm going to use this as a scenario. So Bitcoin, back at the beginning of November, was $7,500. NEO was $26 at the exact time. Okay, so if you divide the $26 that NEO was by the Bitcoin price, then you would get 0.0034 sats, or 346,000 Satoshi. Okay, so that is the amount that your NEO is worth in Satoshi, okay, which is the Bitcoin price. So now let's fast forward. So let's assume you bought NEO $26 when Bitcoin was 7,500. Now let's have a look at what the picture looks like. So Bitcoin is at $11,500. NEO is at $39 or $42. Well, it's now $42. When I was doing this, $39. So anyways, $39. 39 divided by 11,050 gives you the current Satoshi price, which would be 339,000 Satoshi. So if you look at the differences, basically, even though NEO has gone up, your Satoshi value has gone down. So if you were looking at fiat currency, which is what a lot of people look at in terms of kind of their profits and how they stand financially, on a fiat point of view, you've made a $13 profit when the price went from $26 to $39. So all fine so far. However, if you want to be rich in Bitcoin, this has been negative. So in Bitcoin, if you take the current Satoshi price and minus the Satoshi price when NEO was at $26, you've actually lost 7,500 Satoshi. So actually you've made a Bitcoin loss. All right. So if you wanted to be richer in Bitcoin, you will have made a loss, and you will actually be in a disadvantaged position if you're converting to Bitcoin and wanting more Bitcoin. Okay. On a fiat point of view, you've actually made money. But if you want to be Bitcoin rich, you've lost money. So what you would have to do in that kind of scenario, you would need for Bitcoin to go down as NEO goes up or stays the same. That way, you would have actually made 173,000 Satoshi. If the price is what it is now, and based from when you actually bought it, if the Bitcoin price went down, you would be richer in Satoshi. However, because of how much Bitcoin is growing at the moment, it's very difficult to actually make gains in Satoshi. All right? But this is really the hold scenario. If you're holding, you have made $13 profit. So really, that's not a bad thing. If you want to be Bitcoin rich, though, this is not the way to go about it. Holding is not an advantageous position to be taking with your cryptocurrency. So let's now go to scenario 2. Now, scenario 2 is more the mindset you need now to be Bitcoin rich if that is your objective. So scenario 2. Bitcoin at the beginning of last month was, it was the end of last month, sorry. So on the 30th of November, Bitcoin was $9,950. Okay, so it was inching towards, you know, that 10,000. Walton was $5 on the 30th of November. So if you look at the Satoshi value, the $5.07 that Walton was, divided by the price that Bitcoin was literally a week ago, would have meant that you had 51,000 Satoshi. All right. Now, today, Bitcoin is $11,500 and Walton is $10, right? So that means that $10 divided by 11,500 equals 87,000 Satoshi. So even though the price of Bitcoin has gone up, like it did in scenario 1, it hasn't gone up at the rate of which you made the trade on Walton. So this was really a trading strategy, okay? So you have essentially doubled your position in Walton, but because Bitcoin hasn't essentially doubled in price and not gone up anywhere near as fast as Walton has, you have made a profit. So fiat currency-wise, you've made a profit. You've doubled your money. But from a Bitcoin perspective, you've actually gained 36,000 sats, which can now be reinvested back into Bitcoin, okay? So you've actually made yourself richer by trading Walton for that short period of time. Literally the space of a week, it's gone from $5 to $10, in which case you've made a really good sats profit. Okay, so now you've got extra sats that you wouldn't have had if you just stayed in Bitcoin. You've actually made more sats, and now you can reinvest that back into Bitcoin and become Bitcoin richer. Okay, so that is essentially how you become Bitcoin rich. The way to become Bitcoin rich is essentially trading. Trading is the way in which you can make the Bitcoin money, because at the moment, Bitcoin is really, really growing at such an enormous rate. Not taking into account today, which has had a shortfall since yesterday, but it has actually improved in the last 24 hours, Bitcoin is growing at an amazing rate. The way to be able to get richer in Bitcoin is to make some significant trades. Okay, now to make significant trades is no easy job. You need to have the right trading strategies. You need to have the right circumstances, the right piece of market news. You need to get in at the right time, and you need to be doing analysis around the time that it's actually favorable to get involved in a cryptocurrency and exit out of a cryptocurrency. So really one of the best methods of being able to do this is by taking my trading course, because I mean, you can watch my YouTube videos and I tend to go through all of my tips in these YouTube videos, but in my trading course I go through pretty much everything you need to know in order to trade profitably. And that is essentially how you make the multipliers. You make the multipliers on the short term and improve your position in Bitcoin. So essentially you've got to think in the sats value, and you've got to make sure that you exit out of a cryptocurrency at a favorable time when you've made a hell of a lot of sats. Profitable trade sats wise, not necessarily fiat wise, because as you saw with the Neo example, you made a profit of $13, which is more than the profit made on the Walton trade. However, it doesn't translate to sats value. The way to make it translate to sats value is by making the shorter term trade, not holding it. And when you see that you've got a position, which you can easily calculate, you can see it right in the calculation that I made in those slides. So you will be able to deduce how much extra in sats you have made via those calculations and be able to get Bitcoin rich. All right, so that is essentially how you do it. So what I'm going to ask you guys now, as we're live, is I want to ask you, are you wanting to be more fiat rich or Bitcoin rich? Now, the reason why I ask this is because a lot of my cryptocurrency whale mates are Bitcoin rich. They haven't cashed out. They're probably not likely to cash out any time soon. And in terms of how much they own millions to billions in Bitcoin. Whereas if you looked in their bank accounts, you probably wouldn't think they had as much, because they're Bitcoin rich. That's where they've been spending the money. So fiat or Bitcoin rich, which is the one that you prefer? Let's have a look. Let's have a quick roll call and see what you guys are saying. Michelle Williams says BTC. Fiat, fiat. BTC, BTC. Wow, it's a definite 50-50 here. definite 50-50. A lot of people are saying Bitcoin. But Bitcoin is one of the more headachy ways. No, I mean, I don't want to kind of put a downer on it. I don't want to be a Debbie Downer, as they call it in the UK. But it is more of a headache procedure to become Bitcoin rich. The investing game, the holding game, is much, not easier, but it's headache free. Okay, so you don't necessarily have to be on Coinigy or TradingView or whatever, you know, charting tool that you use. You know, you have to always be watching the prices, because 1 minute a cryptocurrency, let's say Walton, can be $10 and the next it could be $8. Okay, and you've got to get out at the right time. And the thing is that you've got to keep on resetting your stop loss. So let's say you're doing the trade. A lot of what I go through in my cryptocurrency course, which is $10, by the way, in the description. Check it out. The thing that I go through with that is that you have to, with trading, you know, it's a game when you can never rest, okay? And with the technical analysis that you've got to do and the tools in which you can use to do these technical analysis, it's just a much harder game. It's one that takes up a lot of your time. And being in the investment kind of strategy, holding is just a lot nicer. And actually, if you just hold with a lot of these cryptocurrencies, if you just hold them, they're going to go up. A lot of them. Like, let's even talking about Bitcoin Cash, which, you know, a month ago was like $300, and now it's just astronomically boomed since then. And the thing is that it's always happening. Like IOTA, same thing. This was at 80 cents forever. Then it went down to about 40 cents forever. And then it's just shot up. So really, the investment game is just so much easier. And if you convert what you've got holding into fiat, then it just makes a very, very pleasing viewing. Just get a 10x card. Well, that's what, you know, I think that as we progress more and more in this cryptocurrency journey, there will be easier ways. So I know, for instance, Ethos, which today has peaked and troughed, basically. It went up to about $1.66, nearly $1.70, and then it's gone down to $1.52. Ethos are aiming to be the kind of cryptocurrency one-stop solution, right? Where you can exchange, you know, your fiat for Bitcoin, and then swap cryptocurrencies on the platform rather than having to go to an exchange and having like almost a decentralized method of swapping your cryptocurrency for another. And actually, you know, I think that over time they're going to be launching a debit card, and they are also going to be enabling much easier transition from bank account, from your, let's say your Ethos account where you've got your Bitcoin, to fiat. So I think that the gateway, as well as buying cryptocurrency with fiat, you'll be able to exchange your cryptocurrency for fiat a lot easier, a lot more kind of fee-free than it is right now. If you do it via Coinbase, you pay a lot of money. You pay quite a big percentage, actually, which if you're looking at taking or cashing out a large sum of cryptocurrency, the percentage they take on you as off you as a transaction fee is huge. Therefore, Ethos are going to be enabling better cash out procedures, and then you've got companies like 10x who are also doing the same. So, you know, the way of cashing out now is so much easier. You don't need to cash out into fiat. You can just literally, you know, put it into Bitcoin, put some Bitcoin into your 10x card, and just spend it. And I'm looking forward to seeing what I can spend over, you know, the coming weeks and months with my 10x card. So there are going to be some more shopping sprees, peeps. Believe me, you haven't seen the last of me and ZL 10x card. Now, let's see what you guys are saying, because I know what I'm going to get now. I'm going to get a load of people now saying, what do you think of this? What do you think of this? And to be honest, I'm not. This is an interesting question, actually. Somebody asked me earlier on my Facebook page, because I got a Facebook page, it's Suppoman, and somebody asked me earlier, they said, Suppoman, what's good right now? And I said, what do you think's good right now? He was like, oh, please tell me, please tell me. And I'm like, mate, that's not how this game works, you know? And I know that YouTubers, you know, like me, like Box Mining, like Data Dash, like Crypto Daily, you know, we get people saying, what do you think of this? 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 Like, basically trying to get us to shill their coins, right? Now, or trying to just give them, you know, what's good now? What are the top 5? I mean, the thing is, right? I mean, to be brutally honest with you, this is something you need to develop for yourself over time. Okay, I mean, I can easily say to you, right, get on Bitcoin Cash. Today, you need to get some Bitcoin Cash. It's easy for me to spoon feed. But then at the same time, people will come back. If it doesn't work out the way they want it to, if they didn't get out at the right point, or, you know, if it ended up going down after I said it, then people are just going to say, Superman, why'd you say that? And then it's just easy. It's easy to get the tip and then easy to blame after the tip. And really, I would suggest the best way of doing it is just to do your own research. You've got to research into the different cryptocurrencies. You've got to look at the ones that you like, and you've got to do your thorough research. Apply the criteria that I've given you. Essentially, what I aim to do with my YouTube videos, with my cryptocurrency courses, is I aim to give you the tools to do it yourself. Because it's just too easy to take other people's, you know, suggestions. You know, if you go on any cryptocurrency group, you've got, it's like the troll box on Poloniex, where people say, get this, it's gonna go up, get this, and say thank you in a week's time, or some of that crap, right? And the thing is, that's not how this game should work. This game should be you knowing, really, what is the point you need to get into a cryptocurrency? What is the cryptocurrency that best suits you and your investment strategy? You know, if you make these decisions on yourself, by yourself, then you can thrive in cryptocurrency so much better. And really, it just comes with repetition. A lot of the whales in the game have just been doing this for a lot longer than a lot of the newbies that are now entering the market. They've just been doing it a lot longer. They can read what are the essential things. And really, that boils down to the pain that's solved, the scalability of the pain, the technology that is used to to solve that pain. You've got all those, and then you've got all the, you know, the extra elements of being unique, having token rewards, you know, having a lowish or at least a good good reward ratio for coin supply. Then you're really onto a winner. It's not that difficult, but really, peeps, you have to make your decisions for yourself. So let's see what you guys are saying. Let's see what you guys are saying. Fiat rich, I want to spend. Well, you can spend with 10x card and with your Bitcoin. So, to be honest, you can spend either way. How long is your chin in millimeters? 70 millimeters? I don't bloody know. Buy Bitcoin now or wait? Well, this is never... I mean... I always say wait for the dipping points, okay? I can't necessarily tell you when those dipping points are going to come or not, okay? Because, yeah, a lot of people, I would say that about 80% of the market speculated that Bitcoin was going to go down at 10,000. Now, it did go down slightly, but then it got bought up straight away, and now it's at 11,000 on the, essentially, on the cusp of 12,000. So, you know, whether you buy Bitcoin now, if it's a long term, if you're looking to buy it for the long term, there's never really a bad time to buy it. But the ideal and optimal time to buy it is to buy it on a dip. Now, most of the dips that I go for, my rule of thumb with altcoins is to buy on a 60% dip, a 60% retracement. That's not going to happen with Bitcoin as far as being 60% on its current, you know, of its current price. That's just not going to happen. You know, the best I think you could do is hope for Bitcoin to go under $10,000 and buy it in the $9,000 time. But it will get bought up very quickly, and you've got to be very quick. So it's really up to you. But what I would suggest, though, is that it's never a bad idea to keep taking the profits from your from some of your holdings. Okay, some you shouldn't bother, because it's very, very likely that as soon as you do, the price will go up. So you've got to do it on your own discretion. Not financial advice, peeps. I am not a financial advisor as much as I wish I was. Now look at IOTA. IOTA's now at $2.70. Really, really going for it. And people, this is now getting institutional money and whale money, peeps. 909 million trade volume in the last 24 hours. That's sick. That's insane. That's more than a lot of the cryptocurrencies I'm looking at right now. So, you know, so there we are. But it just goes to show how much you need invested in a coin for it to move the way that it does, you know, because this has, you know, 2 billion circulating supply, nearly 3 billion circulating supply. Whereas a lot of these need a lot less in volume to be able to move it. But a lot of people have obviously, this is the time for IOTA, so that's that. Do you introduce yourself to ladies as Suppoman? No. Magic Mike is what I... Why the spike in IOTA? I think the main reason why is because of the technology that they bring to supply chain management. They are essentially like a Walton in that sense. And the thing is, they've been around longer. They're more established. The thing that's made them unattractive is the supply. But I think now that institutional money is going into it, people are really pumping this. And I think that that's the key reason. This is one to watch in 2018 for sure. What do you live on? I live really on my Udemy profits, but I do have a lot of money in crypto that's always there, I suppose, but it's really banked. I don't plan to cash out any crypto, believe me. Need something like 10x in the UK. You have Centra though, don't you? I want to be loaded, Suppoman. Crypto loaded. Well, basically, the key way of doing that is via trading and making yourself, you know, Bitcoin rich. Bitcoin, the more Bitcoin you have over time, the way that the price is growing, you know, over time, I think that, you know, people who are essentially improving their Bitcoin position are going to be rich. But I'm not, you know, a Bitcoin Cash enthusiast, but I am at the same time a person that will jump on things. So I do think there will come a time when it would be a good idea to combine Bitcoin with some Bitcoin Cash, just so you're hedging. Because a lot of people are saying really that Bitcoin Cash is the future. Most people, and I'm of this way of thinking, I'm a Bitcoinist in terms of being either Bitcoin or Bitcoin Cash. I'm more Bitcoin. So I don't think that Bitcoin Cash is going to necessarily usurp Bitcoin, but I don't think it's a bad position to have some Bitcoin Cash in your portfolio. Oh yes, of course, IOTA and Microsoft. Yes, that's very true. Yeah, smash up the likes, peeps. How many likes have we got? We've got 1,200 people watching and only, let's have a look. Let's have a looky work. So 1,200 people watching and 291 likes, guys. So smash up the likes. Smash up the likes. And also subscribe if you haven't already. So Mexico. So I think that's it for today. So I hope that you heed my advice. And let me know. Let me know in the comments. Do you want to be Bitcoin rich? Do you want to be fiat rich? Let me know in the comments once this live stream is over. Let me know, because I like to take a pulse on what's going on. Also, if you haven't yet followed me on Twitter, make sure you follow me on Twitter. And make sure that you actually use Twitter as well, because Twitter is a great source for news on what's happening in cryptocurrency. Okay, there's constantly news being updated on cryptocurrencies. Like for instance, this one on Civic, they are updating their app with all this extended support. So I imagine that people are going to start trading that up. So make sure that you follow me on Twitter, because I tend to retweet a lot of the tweets that are interesting as far as market news is concerned. Going live, that was funny. I meant to put going live, but you also get notified when I'm going live, peeps, so you don't miss out and you don't end up being at the end of the stream thinking, what's going on? What's going on? So there we are. So guys, if you want to be knowledgeable on trading, this is the course to go on, the Cryptocurrency Trading Course 2017, highest rated cryptocurrency course on Udemy, most taken cryptocurrency trading course on Udemy. The reason why is because it's flipping good. Okay, so if you want to be Bitcoin rich, that's the one to take. So guys, thank you all for joining me. I appreciate you all being here. Appreciate you all being here. Buy Ethos on Binance or Coin Exchange. Well, that all depends on what's offering the best price. I like Binance. I think Binance is a great platform for buying cryptocurrencies personally. Really user friendly. Coin Exchange, less so. But either way, they're both good. So let's just have a look. So let's have a look. What's offering the best price? So Coin Exchange for Bitcoin is 151. Binance for Bitcoin is 155. So really, Coin Exchange is offering you the best price. So, you know, go with the one that offers the best price, in my opinion. But at the same time, you've also got to look at the transaction fees when you send it to your wallet. May be higher on Coin Exchange. I've got a load of Binance coins, so it saves me money in the transaction fee. So all good, all good. And by the way, peeps, that's how you find out where is best to buy the cryptocurrencies. Just go to markets. Blah, 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 blah. So excellent. So, thank you very much for joining me, peeps. Smash up the likes one more time. I appreciate your likes, they mean the world to me. It's like paying me, basically. It's like payment. It's like, that's how you say thank you, Suppoman, for bringing me the content. You smash up the likes. So smash up the likes, people, because that's my payment, I guess. I don't get any payment, so the least you could do is give me some likes. Don't even monetize my videos. I mean, come on. That's dedication for you, peeps. So, guys, thank you very much for joining me here today on Savage Cash. It is lights out, all out.